Welcome students. Today in this video we are going to discuss the practice paper 3 of ICET and we are going to discuss the math section for class 10th. So let's start with the first question, which was 22nd question in the ICET paper. Okay, so the 22nd question says that solve for x and y. That means you have to find out the value of x and y, and there are two equations given. This type of equation, basically this question is from the topic linear equation, pair of linear equation in two variables, and this is the fourth chapter in your 10th class, and you might have solved this type of questions, right? In this question, what you will do first, you will consider 1 upon x as a and 1 upon y as b. So this equation will become, see, this is 2 upon x. 2 upon x can be written as 2 multiplied by 1 upon x. So 1 upon x becomes a. So it will become 2a. So therefore I can write 2a, okay, plus, now see, 2 upon 3y can be written as 2 upon 3 multiplied by 1 upon y. Okay, let me write down for you. So I can write 2 upon 3 multiplied by 1 upon y. Okay, this 2 upon 3y can be written like this, right? So now this 1 upon y, we have considered it as b. So it will be 2 upon 3 multiplied by b, which will be equal to 2b upon 3. Alright, so that is why I replaced 2 upon 3y with, I replaced it with 2 upon 3b. Okay, equals to 1 upon 6, which was already given, right? Then what did I do? See, the denominator in the constant is 6. So what did I do? I multiplied the whole equation with 6. So on multiplying the whole equation with 6, what did I get? 12a plus this 3 and 6, if I cancel out, so 2 upon 3 into b into 6. So 3 ones are 3 twos are. So 2 multiplied by 2 will give me 4b. So that is why I wrote 4b over here, equals to 1 upon 6 multiplied by 6 gives me 1, right? So that is why this is my equation number 3rd. Okay, and yeah, my second equation is this one. This equation is second. Again the same thing I did over here. 1 upon x, this can be written as 3 multiplied by 1 upon x. So I considered this 1 upon x as a, so this became 3a plus 2 upon y became 2b equals to 0. Okay, so this is my second equation. Now see, so I name this equation is my third equation, and the equation which I got just now is my fourth equation. Now see, in order to solve pair of linear equation in two variable, we have three methods with us: substitution method, elimination method, and cross multiplication method. But since no method is mentioned over here, we can do by any method. So elimination method is quite a simple method, and I would love doing by that method. So what will I do? In order to do by elimination method, we need to make one term containing the variable same. That means in both these equations, either I can make the term containing a same in both the equation, or I can make the term containing b same in both the equation. So what will I do over here? In this fourth equation, I will multiply this whole equation with 2. Okay, so that now what am I doing? I am making the term with b same. So this will become 6a plus 4b equals to 0. This is my equation 5th. Okay, now I will solve the equation number 3 and 5, right? So I have written equation number 3 over here, and below that I have written equation number 5th. Now we know that in elimination method, what do? We subtract the two equation, and the equation which is written below the above equation, the sign of all the terms in that will change. So this will become negative, this will also become negative, and this will also become negative. Now plus b and minus 4b will get cancelled out. Plus 12a and minus 6a will become 6a, and plus 1 and minus 0, that will give you 1. So 6a will be equal to 1. So therefore your a is equals to what? Your a is equals to 1 by 6. Now see, this a is what? This a is 1 by x, right? So I will replace this a with 1 by x equals to 1 by 6, and I will get my value of x as 6. Okay, just cross multiply and you will get 6 into 1 is 6 equals to x into 1 is x. So you will get x equals to 6. Okay, the same way the same way, what will you do? Now see, since you have got the value of a, which is 1 by 6, you will put the value of a in any of the equations. So I kept the value of a in equation number 3. On solving the whole equation, what did I get? I got b equals to 1 minus 1 by 4. Okay, but b is nothing but 1 upon y. So I will replace this b with 1 upon y, and I will get y equals to minus 4. So therefore my value of x is 6 and the value of my y is minus 4. So the option number C was the correct answer, because x is 6 over here and y is minus 4. Now, okay. Now going on to the next question. See, in this question what we have done, okay, it is given that if a cos cube theta plus 3a cos theta sin square theta equals to m, and a sin cube theta plus 3a cos square theta sin theta equals to n, then m plus n whole raised to 2 upon 3 plus m minus n whole raised to 2 upon 3 is equal to. So you have to find out the value. Okay, so that means this is your m, this whole equation, and this is your n. Okay, now see what we will do in the first case. Since we are asked m plus n whole raised to 2 by 3, right? So I should add m and n. So on adding m and n, what will I get? See, I will write this equation first, then I will write the equation of n, right? So in both the equations, what is common? See, if a is common, in the bracket I will have cos cube theta plus sin cube theta, right? Plus what else do I have? 3 cos theta sin square theta and 3a cos square theta sin theta. Now in this two terms also I have 3a cos theta sin theta common. So inside the bracket at one place I will have sin theta plus cos theta. So this, okay, this is what I will get. Now on further solving this, see, this is an expansion of a in brackets cos theta plus sin cube theta. That means, okay, so this is basically expansion of that, right? Now similarly, what do we get when I do m minus n? When I do m minus n, what do I get? I will get, see, on doing m plus n, I will get a bracket cos theta plus sin theta whole cube, and on subtracting I just need to change the sign in between. I will get a in brackets cos theta minus sin cube theta. Okay, so I'm told to find out the value of m plus n whole raised to 2 by 3 and m minus n whole raised to 2 by 3. So this is the value of m plus n. So I will put the value of m plus n over here. Similarly, I will put the value of m minus n over here. And as you know that both the m plus n and m minus n are having a in it. So over here a raised to 2 by 3 and over here also a raised to 2 by 3, which will be taken out common. Okay, now on solving this I will get cos theta plus sin square theta. Over here also I will get cos theta minus sin theta whole square. So if I further solve this, applying a square plus b square plus 2ab, and over here a square plus b square minus 2ab, what will I get? I will get 2 in bracket cos square theta plus sin square theta, and cos square theta plus sin square theta is equals to 1. So it will be 2 into 1, that will give me 2. So the final answer will be 2a whole 2 raised to 3. So the correct answer over here was option number C. Okay, so option number C was the correct answer for question number 23. Now let's see the question number 24. See, in this question what do we have to do? Okay, okay, see, a copper wire when bent in the form of a square. So this is a copper wire, right? Now I'm bending this in the shape of a square, so it will be like this. Okay, encloses an area. So this wire, when folded in a form of a square, it encloses an area of how much? 484. This is what? 484 centimeter square. Okay, now after this, see what is given. If the same wire is bent in the form of a circle, that means the same wire, if I bend in the form of a circle, find the area enclosed by it. So what will be the area enclosed by this circle? Okay, now see, in this question there is one thing which is common. What is common? The same wire is used. The same wire is used means what? The perimeter of the square is equals to the perimeter of a circle. Okay, this is a very big you can say in order to solve this question, you should be able to identify this thing. Okay, so the perimeter of a square. So for finding out the perimeter of a square, first of all, what do we have to find out? We have to find out its side. So this area is given, right? Area is what? S square. S square is equals to 484. So S will be equal to under root 484. So 484 square root of 484 is what? It is 22, right? Because 21 square is 441 and 22 square will be 484. So the side is how much? This was centimeter square, so it will be 22 centimeters. Okay, so the side of this square is 22 centimeters. Now as I told you that the perimeter of this square will be equal to the perimeter of this circle. So perimeter of a circle is what? 4s. 4s means what? 4 into 22. 4 into 22. So this will be 88 centimeters. So the length of this wire is how much? 88 centimeters. Okay. Now this is equals to the circumference of a circle, right? Because the perimeter of a square is equals to perimeter of a circle, and perimeter of a circle means what? It means circumference of a circle. So that means I can write 2 pi r equals to 88, right? So we are told that the value of pi we have to take as 22 by 7. So your r will be equal to 88, okay, upon 2 into 22, and 7 will go in the numerator. So 22 ones are and 22 fours are. 2 ones are, 2 twos are, right? So you will get radius equals to 14 centimeters. Okay, now you have to find out the area enclosed by the circle. So area is what? Pi r square. So 22 by 7 multiplied by r square. R square is what? R square means 14 into 14. So 7 ones are, 7 twos are 14, right? So 22 into 2 is 44. Okay, 44, and 44 into 14. So you can also do one thing, 44 into bracket you can do 10 plus 4. This will be easy, I guess. So 440 plus 44, 4 4s are 16, 4 4s are 16, 17, 176. 440 and 176. So 540 plus do 80. 540 plus 80 gives you 620. 620 minus 4, because this was 76 and we considered it 80. So I have to subtract 4, so that will be 616. So the correct answer of this question was 616 centimeter square. Okay, fine. I hope this question was also easy. Now let us move on to the next question. Now see, in this question, let me make some space for this question. Okay, so in this question, what is given? See, in the figure, line xy and mn, this is mn, intersect at O. They are intersecting at this point, which is O. So this point, which is O. Okay, then what is given? Then it is given that if POY, so if you consider POY, it is 90 degree, and A is to B, this ratio is what? 2:3. Then the measure of angle A, we have to find out the angle A. Now see, I would like to tell you one thing over here. So ratio is given, A upon B is equals to 2 upon 3. Now see, whenever ratio is given, I told you that you have to multiply the common factor both in the numerator and denominator. So the actual angle A is what? It is 2x, and the actual angle B is what? It is 3x. Okay, so that means what you can do, you can replace this A with 2x, and you can replace this B with 3x. These are the actual angles. Now note one thing over here. See, xy is a straight line. Okay, this xy is a straight line. So angle forming on one side at a point, okay, or rather I should say angle forming at a point on one side of a line, the sum of the angles is always 180 degree. That means the sum of all the three angles on this side will be equal to 180 degree. So what can I write? 2x plus 3x plus 90 degree. This is given to me. So 90 equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so 2x plus 3x is 5x equals to 180 degrees. So I will write 180 degree, and this plus 90 I have sent it on the right hand side, so it will become minus 90. So 5x will be equal to 180 minus 90 is 90. So x will be equal to 5 ones are 5, 4 9, 48 are, so it is 18. Okay, so yeah, x is 18. So you are told to find out the angle A. So angle A is what? Angle A is 2x. So that means 2 into 18. So 2 into 18 is what? It is 36. So the actual angle A is how many degrees? It is 36 degrees. So option B was the correct answer of this question. Okay, now going on to the next question. Now this is an easy question. Okay, because some statements are given, only you have to check whether they are right or not. So first of all, axioms are the assumption which are obvious universal truths. Obvious universal truths. This is truths, yeah, right? So this is true. Then things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. This is also true. Okay, next one, if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainder are equal. So see, if I say you that 7 is equals to 7, okay, if you remove 2 from here also, and if you remove 2 from here also, the remainder is what? 5 and 5. So both, they will also be equal. So this is again a truth, that things which are if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are equal. Same way, things which are double of same things are equal to one another. This is also true. So in this question, the correct answer was option number D, all true. All the statements given in this were true. If you have read the chapter Introduction to Euclid's Geometry, you would be easily able to answer all these questions. Okay, now then the next question is what? Then the next question is, okay, the graph of y is equals to f of x is shown in the figure. Which type of polynomial is this? So this is which type of polynomial? This is a quadratic. Okay, because from the graph it can be seen that it is cutting the x-axis at two different points, and we know that a quadratic equation, the graph of a quadratic equation cuts the x-axis at 2 points. Okay, so yeah, the quadratic, option number B was the correct answer over here. Next, after this, the last question of this paper was the sum of first 24 terms of the sequence whose nth term is, the nth term is given to you. Nth term is what? Nth term is an equals to 3 plus 2 upon n in 2 upon 3 into n, right? So see, this an term is given to us. Okay, now if I tell you the term just after an, that will be a suffix n plus 1, okay, which will be equal to what? Which will be equal to 3 plus 2 in brackets n plus 1 upon 3. On solving this, what you will get? You will get what you will get on solving this? You will get 3 plus 2n plus 2 whole divided by 3, right? Like it is written over here. Now to find out the common difference, what you will do? You will subtract the next term from the, you will subtract the preceding term from the next term. So what will I do? A suffix n plus 1 minus an. So on subtracting and solving, what will I get? I'll get 2 upon 3. Okay, now to find out the first term, in the same formula, in place of n, I'll put 1, right? So over here also I'll get 1. So this will become what? This will become 3 plus 2 upon 3. Since the n has become 1, 2 and 2 ones is 2. So on solving this, what will I get? 11 upon 3. Now they have told you what? You have to find out the sum of first 24 terms. Okay, so sum of first 24 will be s of 24 equals to 24 upon 2 in brackets 2 into bracket the first term. The first term is what? 11 upon 3. So on multiplying, you will get 22 upon 3 plus the common difference. What was the common difference? The common difference was 2 upon 3, which is written over here, and n minus 1. N minus 1 means 24 minus 1, that will give you 23. Okay, so 24 upon 2, 2 ones and 2 12s, so you will get 12. Inside the bracket, what you will have? You will solve this also. So 22 upon 3 plus 23 into 2 will give you 46 upon 3. Since the denominators are same, they have written the common denominator, which is 3. 22 plus 46 gives you 68. So 12 into 68 upon 3. So 3 ones are 3 fours are, and 4 into 68 will give you 272. So the sum of first 24 terms of the given series is 272. Okay, so this was all about the practice paper 3, class 10th. I hope you have understood each and every question in this paper. If you have any doubt in any of the question, you can write in the comments. Thank you.